Good afternoon and welcome to TalkSports. It is our weekend program, Saturday Sports Special to be exact. And as indicated, we'll be looking at the Caribbean athletes as they chase glory. World Athletics Championship in Tokyo, Japan. As they will say, the things start, right? Yeah. So late last evening into early this morning, because of the time difference, the World Athletics Championships got going. And while no Grenadian athletes have competed as yet, a number of Caribbean athletes have already competed. And there are a number of gold medals that have won already. In fact, as it is now, the United States, they are with two gold medals. Um, so they lead the medal table with two, Canada with one, along with Spain, Kenya, Italy, one bronze, Brazil, one, Brazil, Mexico, and the Netherlands, one silver, right? Ecuador, one bronze, along with Belgium, Japan, and Ethiopia, one bronze medal. So let me get it again. United States, two gold medals. Canada, one gold. Spain, one gold. Kenya, one gold. Italy, two silver medals and one bronze. So, in fact, Italy, they have three medals, except, you know. But in terms of quality, the United States will have two gold medals. But Italy, overall, they have three medals, two silver, one bronze. Brazil, Mexico, and the Netherlands, one silver each, and Ecuador, Belgium, Japan, and Ethiopia, they all with one bronze medal. That's the table in terms of their federations. And so far, we've seen some very interesting times. As a matter of fact, the United States, the mixed relay, the 4x4, the mixed relay, they actually had a championship, was actually a world record. So they will actually be cashing in with what I think it's $100,000. Double check that, but yeah, $100,000. Any athlete who breaks a world record will run away with a cool $100,000. That's right, six figures for being the fastest human on the planet in your event. Uh, but there's a catch. You actually have to beat the current record, not just tie it. Close only counts in horseshoes, as they say. So you cannot equal it. You have to beat the record, right? The Team USA mixed 4x4 relay squad, they ran 3:08:80 at the Budapest Championship and on their payday. But I think they would have got that. Yeah, I think they broke that record. No, 3:08:80. Yes, 3:08:80 championship record. The United States, Netherlands 3:09:96, and Belgium 3:10:61. So they actually equal the record. So they didn't get that $100,000. Yeah, they equaled their world record of 3:08:80. Oh my goodness, right? However, let's just look the prize money for everyone else, right? Um, Individual events: a gold medal, $70,000; silver, $35,000; a bronze, $22,000; and fourth place, 16,000; fifth, 11; then 7,000, 6,000; and eighth place, you get $5,000. And in the relay events, well, that's where the US would have gotten $80,000. So $80,000 for the relay, then 40 the silver, 20 the bronze, and then 16, 12, 8, 6, and 4,000 for the eighth place. So you see, lots of money at stake at the World Championship. But you see, for some people, the World Championships is, it's big for them, right? It's really big. So we had a couple of events on today, and some of the qualifying events, right? Of course, the 100 meters, the preliminary round, they were on today. The those who qualified for the semis, the I think most of the Caribbean athletes would have got into the semis of the 100 meters, both male and female. Let me say good afternoon to Rudian. Good afternoon to you, Rudian.
Hey, Michael. Good afternoon. How you doing, man?
Yes, I'm okay. And nice having you again. Um,
It's always a pleasure being on with you. It's track and field time.
yes, and as I said,
That's when the real
as I,
sport starts.
well, I was saying at the start, that's when we say the things start,
The
right?
things start. The things start.
Yeah. So the I was just going through some of the you know because people would have probably missed some of the events
Yeah.
overnight in particular, right? So we had some of the qualifying rounds in and I'm looking at particularly the Caribbean athletes who participated and qualified for the next round. Um, in the discus, the women's discus
Yes. Yes.
the Caribbean in particular, we had from Cuba. Trying to remember. Oh, Melanie from Cuba, but she didn't make it into the next round. And also we had from Jamaica. We also
Hall.
had Samantha Hall.
Samantha Hall, who
She
made it to the
just
finals. Yeah.
well, no,
She barely made it in.
she missed just missed out.
Oh,
Yeah,
she missed out.
she missed out. She missed out on the next round, the qualifier.
I thought that when I saw it, it looked like she was in. And I guess,
Let me see,
yeah.
64. At least, let me see who would have got into the. Hold on, she probably may have
No,
gotten.
she did. She did.
She
She did
did.
made it in.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
64. The qualifying mark was 64, or at least the 12 qualifying to the final. So let me see, one, two, three, four,
It's
five.
11.
Yeah, yeah. 11. Right. Yeah. So
11. Yeah.
she got into that. That's the
She
women's
got
disc,
into it. Yeah.
right? Then we also had the men's shot put, right?
Shot.
That was the qualifying round because we actually had the final. Ryan Cruiser from the United States actually won the gold medal, right? Yeah,
He's
yes, he got the gold
yeah.
medal in that event. We didn't have any of the regional athletes,
Yeah.
Caribbean athletes in that. But then I want to go into the long jump, the women's long jump. That was also a qualifying event. Tyra Gittens of Trinidad and Tobago. I know she was in the first group, in Group A, right? I think she might have been the only one from the English-speaking Caribbean in the jumps, right? In the jumps. Sorry, I didn't even see a Jamaican. Yes, we had also had Akeelia Smith of Jamaica. She was also in that women's long jump, right? By the way, for folks, if you really want to follow the World Championships, especially as it's taking place in Japan, you will have to sort of acclimatize yourself to the time because the um, the time is about probably I think it's almost 11 hours. They are 11 hours ahead, right? So it may be a bit inconvenient for you, I would say. So what you will find is that some of the events will be taking place very early in the morning, like 5:30, 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, right? By the time you're up and you want to look at the, to look at it, I am telling you, probably it'll be ended, right? So you have to kind of adjust yourself to the time, which is about 11 hours. So if the last event is around 8, 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the night, it means about probably 8, 9 o'clock in the morning,
Okay. Yeah.
right? Yeah. So, for example, um, their events start early o'clock Sunday morning, right? Japan time, Tokyo time, which will be evening time, Eastern Caribbean, right? So you have to look for around 7, 8 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
You start, yeah, getting yourself in terms of that.
But certainly, I also think, Michael, when I look at the certain places, you need at least a week or 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks to adjust. I don't think I don't think some people going for 1 week
Yeah,
is helpful.
but
Uh,
by the time you get adjusted, Rubian, the championship finish.
well, no, you got to get there before, right?
Oh,
So
you mean in
you have
terms
to
of
get
the athletes?
the
Oh,
athletes.
yes,
I'm not talking
the
because I
athletes.
look at some of the results, and it affect a lot of them. I can see that. Some of them really had to fight to come back. We see it with is it Seville? He really had to run hard. One of the Canadian females who went in with a nine, which running 10.9, end up running, on 11.4. And I think that do make a difference. A lot of them you've seen it. The time is not helpful to them. So 2 weeks is I think might be sufficient to get accustomed to because when they're accustomed sleeping now they have to be up. So yeah, so suddenly, yeah.
Yeah. Good afternoon to you, Roger. Yes, the things start,
Yeah,
right? And that's
because right now as we're speaking here the time is 2 a.m. in the morning.
yeah. And
Yeah.
when we say the things start, folks, let me say this is big people business, eh? Right? Because why I say that? Um, if your heart is not in order, right, you better stay away from your television or whatever it is, because you see those, you see what's happening already in the sprints and things like that. All the big guns, by the way, they are in. All the big guns are in, right? And you know, guys, it means that as we will say again, the things start, right? Let me see the men's 100 meters, right? Those who are qualified.
You're looking at the semifinal start list.
Well, yeah, but I'm just going at the. I'll go at the heats first. This was 7 heats that made it into the semi, right? I just want to
Yeah.
give it a full thing to see who got in and who didn't get in terms of the Caribbean, right? In heat one, right, we had Obliques Seville 993. He finished third in this heat one, right? That was behind Gif Liotela from South Africa
South
and
Africa
Kainsola Ayayi
from
of
Nigeria.
Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
987, 988, and 993, right? That's the three from that heat that made it into the next round. In heat two, Kishane Thompson, 995. Then you have Elijah of Canada, 1019. And then Ronald Longa of Colombia,
Colombia.
1021. Those are
Yeah.
the three from that heat that qualified, right? And we're looking at the automatic qualification there in terms of that. Because you have the first three of each heat,
First three.
and then
Yeah. And the
plus three
next three
fastest,
fastest. Yeah.
right? That will make up the semi. Heat three, Noah Lyles, 995. Remember, Keishan Thompson was 995 in Heat 2. In Heat 3, Noah Lyles, 995. Akeem Blake, 1007, right? And Terrence Jones of the Bahamas, 1016. Those are the three automatic qualifiers. In Heat 4, Kenneth Benarek, 1001, USA. Jerome Blake, 1005. Remember that name, Jerome Blake. And when it comes to the 4x1 relays, these guys are the guys that will probably push Canada. They're very dangerous when it comes to the 4x1 relays, right? And then Jeremiah Azul of UK, 1010, automatic qualifiers, right? Heat 5, Tobago, 1007 of Botswana. Andre DeGrasse, 1016, Canada. And Courtney Lindsay of the USA, 10-1-9. Automatic qualifiers. Heat 6, Israel Ocon of Nigeria, 10-04. Zanel Hughes, Great Britain, 10-06. And Lamont Jacobs of Italy, 10-0. Automatic qualifiers. And then Heat 7, Akani Simbe of South Africa, 10-02. Then we have Abdul Rashid Saminu of Ghana, 10-09. And Ferdinand Omanyala of Kenya, 10-10. Right? The only one in this heat, in Heat 7, that probably a bit disappointed would have been Sunny Brown, Abdullah Hakim Sunny Brown. Well, he's originally from Jamaica, but he started running for Japan, where I think either his mother, his father, is
Yeah.
yeah. So he didn't make that. So automatic qualified, right? The top three, remember, the automatic qualifiers. If we go into the all the qualifiers now, written right. So it will be Gift Leotella. We have Ayayi of Nigeria. Well, Leotella is of South Africa. Seville of Jamaica. Lyles of USA. Thompson of Jamaica. Glaive of Great Britain. Benarek of USA. Simbi of South Africa. Ocon of Nigeria. Blake of Canada. Hughes of Great Britain. Tibogo of Botswana. Blake of Jamaica. That is Akeem. Saminu of Ghana. Azu of Great Britain. Omanyala of Kenya. Also qualifying is Afrifa of Netherlands. Bunsun of Thailand. Brongin of Australia. Jones of the Bahamas. DeGrasse of Canada. Lindsay of USA. Ajibi of Canada. And Jacobs of Italy. Right? What's it? 24?
Yeah.
No. 24, 20, 24, 20. Well, we also have Longa of Colombia, right? Let me see if that's all. Yeah, right. So we go into the semifinal round. I think we'll have about three heats. 3 heats,
Three
right?
heats, yeah.
3 heats of the semifinals.
The semifinals.
And that's where you separate the men from the boys.
The men from the boys.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. I'm watching this semifinal list. It's not easy at all. It is.
So give me your prediction.
I mean, I'm looking at Heat 1. Noah Lyles is in Heat 1.
Along with.
Oh my goodness, it's Jacob is in there. Akeem Blake. Hang on, this thing's shaking up here. Give me a second.
All right.
Let me get it to your side. And I'm losing it. My computer just freeze up on me.
Okay, so it's Akeem Blake, Noah Lyles, Simbe of South Africa is also there. So Jacobs, as you mentioned, I remember Jacob was a former world champion, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this heat is and remember the first 2 of each plus the 2 fastest, right? And you have Akeem Blake, Noah Lyles, you have Simbe of South Africa, and those guys
Africa.
Run some fabulous
they've been running very well.
Yeah.
So top 2 next 2 fastest.
Yep.
It's definitely Noah Lyles, and I will have to say Akeem Blake.
All right. In Heat 2, we have Long of Colombia, Omanyala of Kenya, Benarek of USA, Keishan Thompson of Jamaica, Zanel Hughes of Great Britain, Jerome Blake of Canada, Terrence Jones of the Bahamas, and Bunsun of Thailand.
Yeah. This is a heat you don't want to be in.
Why?
You have guys running very well. You have Jerome running very well. You have you have Benedict. You have Kishan Thompson. I mean, when I look at what the
And
guys
then,
have run for the year
and
already,
then you have Ferdinand of Kenya. I mean, as a was an African champion, and he gives trouble
for
sometimes,
the rank
right?
of Kenya, yeah, yeah.
And then remember Zanel Hughes.
You have
You can't
Hughes in there as well.
yeah.
So you cannot. So I mean, I've seen these guys in them running. I think this could be the most fastest heat of all. Um, Everybody want to beat Kishan, and everybody want to be top two. So you have to run. Everybody in there knows they are running for second, in a sense. So the other seven guys is running for second place, if you put it in that sense. Um, so they're gonna run. They're gonna have to run. So I think it could be the hardest heat to be in the semifinals.
Mhm. Ah,
Yeah,
yeah. I want
and I
to.
cannot, and it's hard to say which two. I mean, Benedict. I will say Christine and Benedict. For what I've been seeing based on how they've been running. Um, but a lot of the other guys in here, you cannot ignore them. You cannot. Daniel Hughes is running phenomenal. Um, Jerome Blake is running phenomenal, so you cannot ignore those guys. But this is the heat I think the next two fastest will come out of.
All right.
I think
Okay.
that's the heat. Yeah.
Let's go to Heat 3. The grass is in
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Tibogo is there. Uh, Seville is also there. Oblique is also there, right? Um, that could be a problem. That could be some
Well,
problems.
it's not. I think the grass wouldn't make the finals. He's not
You think
running.
you
He's
think
not running to the
he will
level. Yeah,
concentrate a lot more on the 200?
he'll run it, but I don't think he hasn't looked the best for the season. He's been hurt. He haven't been running well. He haven't run 9 point for the year yet. So I think it's going to be very tough for him to literally come out. I mean, he's ranking 52 in the world. It's a tough come out of that. I think it's going to be Seville and Tobago.
I wonder what our friends looking on. What's their prediction, Roger and company? I wonder what's your prediction in terms of those guys. Um, Based on, and again, that's why we were saying on the last program, please do not gauge Diamond League
Yeah, yeah,
because as far as the Diamond League is concerned, when they ran earlier today, that was it. You understand?
yep, yep.
You have to strategize
You
because
have to strategize. And
you
you
have
kind of notice
you have
that
two other races to run.
two other races to run, and the only two other races I think they are 4 hours apart or something like that.
When the
Um,
semis to the final,
yeah,
right?
to the finals is about 4 hours apart. So like you said, we tend to see the most of people out of the semifinals because they want to make it in, so they have to run. And I said I look at this heat as the slowest of all in terms of qualifying. I think if anybody wants to run, this is the heat you want to be in. Um, and a lot of these guys haven't run well. Tobago look really good. We have seen him how he's running.
Yeah.
Um, I don't like his discipline in running itself because he never, to me, never give it his all. I think he's always shutting down. He never go all to the line. That's how I see him. So I think you're looking at Seville, and you have some other guys in there. Definitely, um, Lindsay, who is running well. So it's on the moment. You understand? You have the Ghanaian kid in there who's running phenomenal. The South African who's running gifted, who's running very well. So it's one of those races where again it's almost like he two. Once you get rid of Seville, it's all about who's fighting for that second for that
And
other spot.
another thing, Rudy, and I mean, we have to look at some of the factors for all that. injury. All these things
Yep.
could be.
All these
You could
things
be.
could be in
You
place
could be.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah. You could be the best in shape and in form,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
something could happen unfortunate, right?
Something could
Whether
happen.
yeah, whether it
Yeah.
could be a false start or whether it could be pull up on some injury, and
And some injuries. Yep.
yeah,
Yep. Yep.
so these are the things that we have to look at in terms of
Look at. Yeah. Yep.
yeah,
And
because
certainly.
yeah, but but yeah,
Excuse me.
the, the championships itself turned out to be very nerve wracking in terms of because all the big guns so far are in, and then you ask
In.
the question, who now will survive from semis into the final? Because remember, when it goes to the final, it's only eight, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's who can survive.
who
Yeah.
could survive, right? So these are some of the things that we have to look at. Yes, Roger is saying after looking at Heat 1, Kishan looks like the man to beat. But something tells me we can get a surprise from an underdog.
Nah, I don't think so. I believe after the Olympics and I think Kishan and his team sit down and I think they had a big discussion. The way he run it wouldn't happen again. Um, yes, we're talking about a year ago, but it does make a difference. He is the one person, not even Noah lies, like I said, he's the one person all eyes is there to see.
See,
He's the one that the whole Caribbean is will be watching out for. I think he certainly will be the one. Um, I, Michael, I wish we could have a prediction after the finals, after the semifinals, and put some things in place. But it's yeah.
okay. Um, Hello, guys. Sorry, I'm out west. My grand Pee Wee Junior's football game. All right, Edwin. Nice hearing from you. Oh yeah, football game. Yeah, but I know you. I know you follow up on your track already in terms of your research,
Hmm.
right? Um, yeah. So you were saying, Rudian, the winner will be the one with the best start. Possible. That's the other thing we are talking about, Rudian.
Necessarily, but
How
not
important?
necessarily.
How
Um,
important is that?
It is very important, but even last year with Noah Lyles winning, he didn't have a good start and he came back. And he tends to have that comeback in him, right? Especially dealing with the last 30 meters with Noah Lyles. When you really watched him, the last 30 meters, he's really pushing out. And you're right, Roger, the start is really good. We see with Seville, like he was slipping in the blocks. Coming out, he had to fight to make it out, make it out, right? It's kind of good. Yeah, he didn't. I mean, what the plan was didn't happen. I'm pretty sure he didn't want to, give out so much energy, but he ended up have to give out so much energy because he had to fight back. So certainly the start do make a difference, but um, I think in the finals, it's yeah, I got to see the lineup and where each other is, who is next to each other. I think also makes a big difference. And if those three guys is in like 3, 4, 5, or someone like that, or 4, 5, 6, like you're talking about Noah Lyles, Kishin, and Seville, I think it's going to be an absolute good race.
Right. If you say so, let's see what will happen. Can I? Let me see if I can get. Let me see if I can pull up something here for you. Um, yeah. Let me see if I can add that. Right. Yeah. So here it is now. This is what we're looking at in terms of the start list.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the start list, right? For the heat, that's heat one. This is
No.
heat, yeah, this is heat two,
Yeah.
right? And as you see, and then we have heat three. This is a heat that Rudian is a bit nervous about.
Yeah, I certainly are. I think Seville will come out from it, but I think it's that's when Roger talk about the surprise. I think this one could be the surprise in terms of a second place. I think it's going to be someone, unknown. It may not be the Tobago. It may not be the grass. I think it'll be a surprise.
Mhm. All right, let's see if we can go back. Comments here now. The men's and women's heats are turning out to be as we predicted. There are no show things. I'm in agreement with Roger, right? Um, so the men's and women's, as he says, heats. Let's see if we could go over now to the women's, Rudian. We spent quite a bit on the men's. Um, the- yeah.
Ah. Listen, I'm watching the first heat of the women,
Mm.
and
What about the women?
well, because I mean, in my prediction, I've seen Shikari run all season. She haven't been running well. I don't know if something would change
All right.
in the next few hours. I don't see her making the finals.
All right. Let's look at the heat, right? Because
Yeah.
I want to see what the heat, and it's on this the monitor. Melissa Jefferson Wooden, um, 10.99. Zoe Hobbs, 11.16, and Geraldine Frey, 11.25 as the automatic qualifiers from Heat 1 in the women's 100 meters, right? In Heat 2, we had Tina Clayton of Jamaica, 11.01, Dina Asher Smith, Great Britain, 11.07, and Iwa Swoboda of Poland, 11.18, automatic qualifiers. Um, in Heat 3, we had, as she says, her name is pronounced as Shakari Richardson, 11.03, Sharika Jackson, 11.04, and Tori Lewis, 11.08. In that heat, Athaya Charlton of the Bahamas was fifth in 11.18, right? In heat number 4, Julian Alfred, St. Lucia, 10.93. Salome Cora of Switzerland, 11.23. And Audrey Leduc of Canada, 11.26. In that heat, Camille Rutherford of the Bahamas was fifth in 11.40. And we have Nyesha Harris of Belize, 12.25. Right? Then we go on to heat number 5. Nita of Great Britain, 10.94. Tonisha Terry of USA, 11.06. And Thelma Davies of Liberia, 11.12 as automatic qualifiers. Heat 6, Doso of Italy, 11.10. Hunt of Great Britain, 11.13. And White of USA, 11.16. Leah Bertrand of Trinidad and Tobago, 11.29, was fourth in that heat. And then we had in heat 7, uh, Talu, 11.05, Fraser Price, 11.09, and Alonso, 11.26 as automatic qualifiers, right? If we go down now to the semis, right? Yeah. Into the semis, Rudian,
Yeah.
we have Kayla White, Talu, Nita, Shakari Richardson, Jackson in that heat number one of the semis. What's his? What's your take, Rudian?
Jackson. It'll be Jackson, Talu, Nita. That's my
Not
top three.
not Richardson.
No, the time she has run here is her best time for the season. 11:03. She haven't break 11 all season long, and I don't see her doing it. I don't see her doing it.
So you believe Richardson may not make it into the
Yeah,
final?
she will make it the finals. And I'm going based on how this athlete has been competing. She haven't been competing to that level. Like I said, something have to just come out from her, and I think it has to do that she's been dealing with a lot all season long. A lot of things, social media, a lot of things been happening with her, and I think it just threw her off. And I think that is real. This is like 11:03 is her best time for the whole season, and she did it in the semifinals.
That's a
How
that's
faster would you get?
that's a bold prediction, my boy.
Yeah,
That's a bold
I don't
prediction.
see. I don't see her getting faster. And if she do, not to the point of the other girls will not have to be running their best way, especially to make it.
Uh,
That's my thing. I mean, looking at the Talu run 1087, Nida run 1094, Jackson run 1088. That's what they did best for this season.
mm,
And Shakari for the season 1104. I don't.
okay.
Yeah, it's a
Heat
hard
number
one for
two.
me.
Heat number two. Well, Charlton of the Bahamas actually made it into the semis.
Yes, she did.
Um, we have Julian Alfred. We have Shellyan. We have Terry. Another one that can be, well, Alfred is obviously Alfred is going in as favorite. But remember, then we have, so we have Julian Alfred, Shelly and Fraser Price, and we have Tonisha Terry. Those three athletes are running side by side.
Yes, they are.
So who are your picks?
From me, I mean, lately when I watch Titi Tyler, she hasn't been running well. In the
Um,
past few meets I've seen her run, I will say go with Alfred followed by Shelly and Fraser.
okay, Alfred followed by Shelly. As it told, probably Titi might be, you believe Titi might
I,
probably make it as one of the fastest
no,
runners.
no. I don't think she would, um, because we still got to go to the next heat.
All right, okay. So we go to the heat number three. Um, we have there as from Germany, Gina Davies of Liberia, Asha Smith, Great Britain, Tina Clayton, Jamaica, Jefferson, USA, Dosso, Italy, Lewis, Australia, and Ludok, Canada. Your top two automatic qualifiers.
So my top two will be Jefferson and the Clintons. Third will be Dinasha Smith, and adding with who was it that I say was going to be top three? Nida out of Heat one. I think that it is, and I think my finalist is set and locked in.
Okay, so from that heat, you're seeing Jefferson and Clayton as the
Jefferson and Clinton, and I
two,
think
and then
Dinasha Smith will be the
and
automatic.
uh, okay, that's among the fastest users, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be the two British to me will be the automatic.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting, Rudian.
It certainly is.
All right.
But you got to look at White as well. She's running phenomenal for the season. But So let me go with experience. And I think this is one of the times experience come in place. And even though yes, we talk about Shikari and she have the experience because she been there many times, she just haven't been shown it for the season. A lot of the other ladies been shown it for the season. She just haven't.
Okay, so
Yeah. So
that's
my finalist is would be Talu, Anita, Jackson, Shelley Fraser, um, Dina Asher Smith, um, Alfred, Tina, and then it will be um, Jefferson.
Jefferson.
That will be my yeah.
All right. Guys, if you just to give you a heads up, if you really want to follow the World Championships, the Sunday's session, Tokyo time, will actually start Saturday evening our time. In fact, the women's marathon is scheduled for 6:30 p.m. our time. That's later on, right? 6:30 p.m. later this evening. Then 8 o'clock, the men's 1500 meters. The, also the women's hammer throw at 8 o'clock. Qualification A, qualification B is at 9:45, and at 10:05 p.m. is the start of the women's 100 meters hurdles, the heats. The evening session, Sunday evening, Tokyo time, will be Sunday morning, very early, Sunday morning, Eastern Caribbean time. The men's 400 meters, 5:35 a.m. So put your clock, wake up around probably 5 o'clock, 5:15. The men's 400 meters heats will start at 5:35 a.m. The men's high jump at 5:40 a.m. The women's discus throw at 6:12 a.m. The women's 400 meters at 6:25 a.m. The women's 100 meters semis at 7:20 a.m. The women's long jump at 7:40 a.m. That's the final. The men's semifinals 100 at 7:45 a.m. Then the women's 1500 meters semis at 8:07 a.m. The men's 10,000 meters final at 8:30 a.m. The women's 100 meters final at 9:13 a.m. and the men's 100 meters final at 9:20 a.m. So remember the men's semifinals at 7:45 and the final is at 9:20, less than 2 hours, right? Less than 2 hours. Let's go into the men's 400 meter start list. I know a lot of folks will be interesting in in the 400 meters and probably where our boys rather from the Caribbean will be in the 400 meters. The start list, we have what? One, two, three, four, five,
Six,
six,
six hits. Yeah.
six heats. Yes, six. Right. I know it's a bit of nerve wracking for some of the folks, right? Because this is where, again, we will be going at the separating again the men from the boys, right? I like to say that the men from the boys. Um, Heat one. Right. Heat one. Sato of Japan. We have Poland. Pilar of South Africa. Dobson of Great Britain. Then you have Kenya. Jeremy Richards of Trinidad and Tobago. He is in Heat number one.
You have six guys in that heat that run 44 points for the season.
Okay.
So that's going to be a really good race because you want to be top three.
Mhm.
And if you have six guys that run 44 points, you don't want to be in the next six fastest. You want to be in that top three. So this could be a good race.
All right. In heat number two, you have Ogizi of Nigeria, Sherman of Australia, Nakajima of Japan, Nori of Botswana, Matthew Hudson Smith of Great Britain, Doom of Belgium, Larengia of Argentina, and McPherson of Jamaica. Of course, Matthew Hudson Smith will be the favorite out of this heat number two. And he has been informed, right? Heat number three, Bruder of Germany, Hosman of Madagascar, right? McDonald, Rasheen McDonald is of Jamaica, Ogazi of Nigeria. We have Busan Cullen of Botswana. We have Jonas of Netherlands, Patterson of USA, and Scotty of Italy. Heat number three. Rasheen McDonald uh, with a with a season best of 44.89. On a good day, Rudian, he could be probably the guy who you may want to look at. Yeah, Rudy. Yeah. Then we have in heat number four, right? Heat number four. Spitz of Switzerland, Omala of Netherlands, Kikori of Kenya, Hodler of Australia, Samukona of Zambia, Bailey of USA, that's Christopher Bailey, Rydon of Great Britain, and Nzenki of Hungary, right? That is heat number four. And heat number five, Abraham of Qatar, Sito of Italy, Watson of Jamaica, Vonanawad of USA, Folan of Slovenia, Nain of South Africa, Monia of Hungary, and Dringo of Romania. Heat number five. And heat number six, that's the final heat. Inking of Netherlands, Kennedy, that's Delano Kennedy of Jamaica, Ogando of the Dominican Republic, Kirani James of Grenada, Epi of Botswana, Mutinda of Kenya, McCrae of USA, and Williams, that's Christopher Williams of Canada. That in itself could be also a very competitive heat. Heat number six could be another competitive heat, folks. And that's a heat that we'll have to, for those of you in Grenada in particular, you have to look out for because Kirani James is in heat number six. The time for that heat is it's scheduled for 6:15 a.m. So if you're interested in the 400 meters and particularly the Kirani James race, 6:15 a.m. will be the start of that heat. And they normally run those heat on time. So again, you can set your clock, set your watch to alarm, probably for 6 o'clock, enough time to get yourself organized. 6:15 a.m. Again, right? Look forward to that. That will be heat number six of the men's 400 meters. In that heat, we have Kennedy of Jamaica in terms of regional competitors. Ogando of the Dominican Republic, as I said, Kirani James is also in that heat. And then, in the NACAC region, we have McCrae of the USA and Christopher Williams of Canada. They will make up that heat. Netherlands also in that heat, and Botswana and Kenya in that heat number six. That will culminate the 400, the men's 400 meters. Remember, it will be at 6:15 a.m. on Sunday morning. So if you're interested, well, I shouldn't say if. I know you're interested in it, right? So once you set your clocks to alarm. Probably you may want to do it a little earlier because you may want to organize yourself. You don't want to put it too close because in case you have to log on, or I don't know if you're watching it online or on television, right? But definitely you'll want to check on that. So the heats will be heat number one will be at 5:35 a.m. Heat number two at 5:43 a.m. Heat number three at 5:51 a.m. Heat number four at 5:59. Heat number five at 6:07 a.m. and heat number six featuring Kirani James will be at 6:15 a.m. He'll be running out of lane number five. That's Kirani
And
James.
also, Michael, that thing that could also be one of the fastest heat as well.
You mean
When you
heat number
watch
six?
heat number six, yes, you already have one of the best lanes, but you have this guy's name has been running very fast, and I think this heat could be a very fast heat, very
Mm,
very fast heat. Yeah,
okay.
I'm not worried for him. He's smart. He's done this many times. He know what to do. He's gonna put himself in a good position to be in the top three. I don't think he's gonna try to look to win. I think he's gonna just put himself in the right position. But those other guys in them, they have to run to qualify, especially Williams from Canada being out on the outside.
Mm,
It's really hard to run from that outside. So certainly it will be interesting. But the 400 on a whole, it's very interesting. There's a lot of guys running very well. Um, I certainly could see, maybe by the end of the day, somebody running a 40, a 43.5 maybe.
43.
It will be done. There maybe a few guys will be running that because they are running well. My only concern with the World Championship is the location and the timing.
Yeah.
I think
So
that's my main concern about it.
the thing about it, Rudian, is that a year ago or so, a year or two ago, well, I should say about two championships ago, the 400 meters, of course, will be the go-to event, as we will say. Everyone wants to see the go-to. I mean, not just because our bias with Kirani James, but because that was the event. In fact, the 100 meters didn't really have that sort of
No,
interest. Remember that. It's only now we're seeing the 100 meters, the sprint events are becoming, are
it's coming back.
yeah, reclaiming
Yeah, yeah.
that spotlight. So everyone wants to see who will be that because the guys are running now, right? Because remember, after Bolt, there was sort of a decline in terms of the competitiveness of the 100, and the
hmm
400 meters became the
Become the
event,
race. Yeah.
yeah, that everyone wants to see. And I'm saying again, not only because of Kirani James, well, because yeah, Kirani was running well, it was a big factor in that. But the guys were very competitive all around. They were competitive, right? You had to be on your best to win that, right? Now we're seeing in terms of the 400, the 100 meters, sorry, right? We have almost the guys are running well, but we have almost an open race, as you will say. And as some will say, let's see who get into the final, and probably the person with the best start. And you said about Shikari, right? And I was thinking, if Shikari gets a good start, she probably can give some trouble there, Rudian. Don't underestimate
No,
her.
definitely. But you also see, um, is it Tina, the Clayton? She have a phenomenal start, and Alfred have a phenomenal start. So certainly, like I said, those two ladies have phenomenal starts as well. So it's yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Good afternoon to you, Theo, Duncan. Good afternoon. Yeah, afternoon, John. Yeah, he's saying thanks, I guess, as much for the information we provided. Um, Myrna, also thank you. Good afternoon to you. Kelvin, hey, Coco Shot, blessings to you, my boy. Good afternoon. Always happy. Good afternoon to you, my boy. Right? Yeah. So again, if you have an interest, and that's remember that's the heats, right? And it means that for Kirani, the 400-meter runners, let me just say that. Three races. You have the heats, you have the semis, and you have the final.
Finals.
So it's all about strategizing. Yeah, it's strategy that will be in place, right? So Kirani will probably just run to qualify, right? But probably at the same time run to qualify and hoping that he probably can get a good lane, all these other things like that. So I guess it's
But
strategy. It's
the,
strategy.
the one plus that the 400 has, they have the gap in between, so they have that extra day and change to
Yeah, unlike the
so that,
100,
that's a
right?
plus. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
unlike the 100 meters,
yeah.
they do
So they
have
have a
that.
day. They have a
Yeah,
day in between, a day
yeah,
recovery. Yeah,
yeah. They have enough time to, as we'll say,
to recover. Yeah,
to recover. Unlike the 100 meters, from the semifinals to the final, you have less than 2 hours to run from the semis into the final.
finals. Yeah,
So probably after finishing the semis, you go ahead and you're not heading back to the hotel, or
yeah,
heading back to the warm up track.
yeah.
You're
You're
heading
going
back
under
to
the
warm
tent.
up.
You're gonna go under the tent. You're
That's it.
gonna get your massage. You're gonna get your cool
Yeah,
down. You're gonna get that's your whole team will be there with you. There's strategy. There's the talking. There's the discussion. Everything like that. You can't even take a nap because
yeah,
you have to warm the body back up. It's almost like you. It's like a in practice.
yeah.
Cool down. Then you're
All
back
right.
again.
So, folks, let me just recap once again. Okay, that the men's 400 meters will start at 5:35 a.m. Eastern Caribbean time. That's your time where you're listening. Well, Eastern Caribbean, Eastern time. If you're on the West Coast or whatever, you know, just do your conversion. But I'm talking about Eastern time, right? Eastern time is the same as Eastern Caribbean time as of now. 5:35 a.m. However, for those of you particularly with an interest with Kirani James, he is running lane heat 6. He will be in lane 5, and that heat is scheduled for 6:15 a.m. As we'll say, quarter past 6 in the morning. So again, if you're interested, please put your clock, your watch, whatever it is, to alarm so you can get up and you can look at the race if you want to look at it live, wherever it is. I don't know, wherever streaming device you're looking at or television, wherever you're looking at the World Championships, do that. I can't tell you. I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm looking on television. Okay. So that's for the men's 100 meters. The women's 400 meters will start at 6:25 a.m. Briefly, let's we just have a couple about a minute or two. In the 400 meters, um, I'm looking at the line. Well, we have Sarah Williams of Barbados. She's actually in heat number 2. In heat number 3, we have Valcote of the Bahamas. Okay, Sydney McCocken Lebron from the USA. She's in heat number 3. Heat number 4, Nikisha Price of Jamaica. She is in that heat. Johnson of the Bahamas is also in that heat. Proctor of Canada is in that heat. In heat number 5 of Nassar of Brunei is in heat number 5, along with Stacey and Williams of Jamaica is also in that heat number 5. And heat number 6, we have of big names or of interest, Paulino of the Dominican Republic is in heat number 6, right? So that's interesting. And then we have the, and then following that, we'll go into the women's semi-final that will start at 7:20 a.m. And then the men's 100-meter semi-final at 7:45 a.m. The women's 100-meter final at 9:13 a.m. and then the men's 100 meters final
Yeah.
at 9:20 a.m. So, folks, you have a full morning from about 5:30 to about 9:30. You have action-packed track and field on. So whatever you're looking at, whether it's online or on television, prepare yourself. You probably will have to take your breakfast in front of the television, right? Yeah. So Rudian, let's give a wrap now. What are your predictions for the men's? Because we will have a program probably until next. So what's your prediction for
Hi, hi, hi.
the sprint, the 100 meters?
If they do make the finals, it will be Kishane.
That pause mean that you're still not
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Listen, it's not about liking people. It's just seeing how people running. Um, it could be Christian, Noah, Seville,
Kishin,
Noah
live,
Lies,
Seville.
and Seville. Yeah.
Mm. You believe Kishin has learned from his mistake the
Yeah,
last time around?
I think he does. I think he's really focused. Um, I think he's focused. I think he's really focused. All the noise just blank it off.
Yeah,
I think he's focused.
and
I think
he's
he's
in shape.
focused. He's in shape. He's in shape, and everybody's there for to beat him. Everybody's there to beat him.
But what
But
about live
someone who
as
is
an
very
underdog?
quiet. There's someone who is very quiet right now. Is what's his name? The American, um,
Benarek?
Benedict. Yeah, he's quiet and he's a phenomenal sprinter. So
Yeah.
I really hope.
On a
I
given
don't
day
like,
with
and
a
like I
good
said,
start, yeah, he can be problem.
what I didn't like about Seville is watching his start from the semifinals. I hope he fixes that because if he don't, he's in trouble. I just hope it's the rust. I hope it's the early morning. The little fear. I want to assume that's what it is. But he had to really run to come back. We know what they're capable of doing, and all these guys is capable of running well. I just think seeing
What?
Noah run super fast now,
Mhm.
right off the way he haven't run well, all season long, but just seeing him, bam, come and run something out of the blue, I think it's gonna be tough.
What's about Seville? Keep glancing. What do you think that is
Yeah, and I think they need to that all of that too. He need to cut that out. Like
Canada? Yeah.
he need
Run
to
his
cut
race
that out. A
when
few
he
years
when
ago he was the favorite. And I think that's how Kishin ended up losing because Kishin was so focused on him and forgot that Noah is out there. And I think that's what really happened. But
so
Civil, because you know what Civil is capable of.
so the predictions are coming in now. Here's one. Kyron, good afternoon to you. Kyron prediction is Lies, Kishin, Seville.
Lies not winning. I'm
So
sorry.
you have the three of them, but it's just that you have it the other way around, right?
Yeah, I have it the other way
Kishin,
around.
Lies, and
Yeah.
Seville. Any
Listen,
other any other predictions? Just throw it in. I'll put it up for you folks. But
yeah,
Kyron is saying Lies, Kishin, and Seville.
you know. Even Blake run faster. I'm also looking at who run fast for the season, right? And even Akeem Blake run faster than Noah Lyles for the season. Um, Benedict run faster than Noah Lyles for the season. So a lot of these guys in them has run fast. And if you're looking at that, then we look at that. You look at the South African who run faster than him for the season. The Ghanaian run faster than him than the season. Severe run faster than him. Even Lindsay said he run faster than Noah Lyles. So a lot of guys run faster than Noah Lyles. And if Noah is gonna run faster, his best is is 90. How much faster would he run now? Like I said, it seemed like in this 100-meter finals, if you don't run in a 9.7 or faster, you're in trouble to win the top three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, then. Thank you very much. Thank you, Kyron. I'll take note of yours. I have Rudian and probably some others who will probably show up on the feed. But let's see. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
remember Sunday morning,
Sunday
9:20 a.m.
morning. Yeah.
Yeah, 9:20 a.m. You well, let's say probably 9:21, 9:22, right? When the dust settles, right? Yeah. So
Somebody
thank
could
you
false
very
start.
much. Yeah. Our next program, hopefully on next weekend, which is the 20th, will be the penultimate day. So we'll be looking at really
What
what would have
happened? Yeah.
happened before
What
and
happened?
just
Yeah.
looking at the last day
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
competition, right?
Yeah.
So thank you very much, folks. Thank you very much, Rudian.
No, certainly. And just before just before you go, you see Canada got their first medal.
Yeah.
Certainly that was a good for the NACAC region, and I also go for NACAC in the mixed relay. That
Mm.
was also good for the NACAC region. So far so good for the NACAC region.
Yeah, well, they showed up there, and until such time when probably the Jamaicans throw in something, hopefully that we'll see more of the NACAC region in there, because I think
In
I
the
saw, if I'm not mistaken, even Mexico. Yes, Mexico
Mexico,
is,
yeah,
yeah, it's also there. So we have United States, Canada in terms of, yeah, Mexico in terms of NACAC. So
NACAC,
United,
yeah,
yeah, the United States, let me see, they have two medals. Two, yes, two medals.
two goal,
Two gold medals, right? And I think
yeah.
that is where, yeah,
Mexico over silver, yeah.
yeah. So, okay, so they do have two gold medals, and you said Mexico?
Mexico have a silver medal, and Canada have a gold.
Okay. So let me see. Um, yeah, just before we go, I can probably put it up. Yeah. So United States with two gold medals, Canada with one gold, Spain with one, Kenya with one, Italy with two silver and one bronze, Brazil, Netherlands, Mexico. Yeah, yeah. So Brazil, Netherlands, and Mexico with one silver medal. No, sorry, one silver. Yeah, one silver. One silver.
Yeah,
Brazil, Netherlands, Mexico, one silver. Italy, two silver, one bronze. And then we have United States with two gold medals, Canada, Spain, and Kenya with one gold medal each. That's your medal tally as it is now.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it as it is. Thank you very
Yes, it
much.
is.
Ooh. Yep. All right, Julian, thank you
That
once
was a
again.
pleasure. All right,
Yeah,
thank you.
always a pleasure. You're welcome.
All right.
So, folks, that's Rudian Silvan live in Toronto. And again, in case you missed it, if you're interested in the 400 meters, particularly Kirani James, but the 400 meters men starts at 5:35 a.m. That's Sunday morning, um, and the Kirani James is running out. He is in heat number 6, which is the final heat, and that will be at 6:15 a.m. Later on this evening, we'll get into day 2, right, with the women's marathon starting at 6:30 p.m. So the action starts as early as 6:30 p.m. and goes all over into the morning period, right? So that's all for this program, folks. The invitation is yours to join us next Saturday, same time. We'll have a recap of all the happenings. In fact, I think on that day we'll have and not Anderson, but Lyndon Victor will be competing in the decathlon, right? So we'll have him competing by then. Anderson should have competed, as well as Kirani, as well as Kelsey in the women's shot put. So, folks, thank you very much for joining us. The invitation is yours to join us next week, God's willing, same time for another program. Until then, do have yourself a pleasant weekend.